Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be sharing all of my recommendations for this imminent Sephora Spring sale. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the Sephora sale is right around the corner. We are kicking off on these dates, always mess with my head because in England, it's the other way around. But I think we're starting off on the 5th of April for Rouge members, the 9th for VIBs, and insiders also on the 9th, but 10% off because you are just not special enough like the others. I'm so sorry. But those are the dates. As always, I won't be including any Pat McGrath recommendations in this video because as much as I love the brand and I love making savings, 20% off when it comes to Pat McGrath is not going to cut it. Okay, Pat is giving us 30% off. She's a lot of the time accidentally giving us like 50% off, and so I wouldn't shop Pat McGrath in the Sephora sale. I would wait like the week that it's going to be until the next Pat McGrath sale. We have them all of the time, probably like bi-weekly at this point. There is some kind of Pat McGrath sale, so I think you can do better on Pat's own website with her offers than the money that you could save at Sephora with 20% off or 15% if you're not a Rouge. So that's why I'm not including any Pat McGrath here, as much as I love her and I love her products, although I'm not really friends with her website anymore. So kicking us off, I always love to add a fragrance into my sales recommendations. I never pay for, well, I very rarely pay full price for a fragrance because there's always a sale coming, and like even 10% off, which is about the maximum you can usually get off a lot of the sort of higher end luxury niche fragrances, that can be, you know, 20, 30 pounds. So it's always worth waiting for, you know, at least 10% off when it comes to a fragrance, because you know the more expensive a product is, the more savings you're going to make when it's a percentage sale. So I think, you know, if you've been waiting for a new fragrance, that is the time to grab it. 20% off is about as good as it gets for like niche luxury fragrances. So my recommendation for this sale at Sephora is this new fragrance from Kilian. This is Sunkissed Goddess. Oh, this sounds delightful. So this is described as a fresh solar scent. I'm expecting this to literally be like summer holidays in a fragrance. I'm 100% going to be grabbing this as soon as it comes to Selfridges. I've been on the fence as to whether to order from Kilian's website and you get the lovely box and packaging and some samples, or to just get it from Selfridges because I know I can get it quicker. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but this will be coming home to live with me. I'm very excited to try this. It's got some lovely white florals in there and coconut, which I just love a bit of coconut in my summer fragrances. Kilian is always very reliable when it comes to performance. You're never going to not smell it. It's always going to perform really well. You always get the longevity, you always get the projection. And because it is a high price point, $295, you can save almost $60 on this. So that is a great saving dollar amount, although it's still obviously a pricey perfume. If you are interested in niche luxury perfumes, always wait for a sale because you can save some big dollars. The next item on my list are the new Dior Luminizers. I absolutely love these. I think they're so beautiful. There's like a color for like every mood, you know. I love my peachy ones. I might be convinced to pick up another color in these if we had this sale in the UK, which we do not. Now we've got kind of a version of Sephora, sort of. We don't get these sales. So we do get great offers and sales on the Sephora UK website, but we don't get like this, you know, 20% off everything. Is it twice yearly, I think, that this sale goes on the US sites? But if you haven't picked one of these up yet, these are lovely. Depending on your skin tone and the color you choose, you can get a bit of a bronzer, a regular highlight, or like a highlighting blush. I have the peachy shade. I love it. I have reviewed that if you want to know all my thoughts on it. It's very easy to use, a perfect travel product, definitely something I'll be taking when I go on holiday with me. It's just so fresh and juicy and dewy and very, very smooth and youthful, and it's expensive. So again, a perfect time if you've been waiting for sale to pick these up, if you've been waiting for a bit of a cheeky deal, because again, 20% off Dior one, doesn't happen very often, and probably about as much as you're ever going to get off of these. And they're still quite new as well, so a great chance to get a big saving off this that I don't think you're really ever going to see a bigger saving on this product. It's very popular, it's got a high price point, good for you if you waited for a sale. Now, the next product I want to talk about doesn't appear to be on the Sephora website yet, but I am filming this a bit ahead of time because I'm going to be away. I'm not going to be home and filming when the Sephora sale actually drops. So I'm hoping that by the time the sale drops that this product will be on the Sephora website, because I don't know why it isn't already. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but we're talking about the YSL All Hours bronzer. Oh, this is the bronzer I'm wearing today. It's possibly, it's very neck and neck with the Gucci bronzer as to which of those two is like my all-time favorite. Very neck and neck, love them both. The Gucci gives me a bit more luminosity. I think the YSL is a bit more buildable and easier going, easier to use with a heavy hand. So they are neck and neck, but the packaging of this YSL bronzer, it's so luxurious, it's so beautiful. It is a permanent product, so I hope you listen to me and you've been waiting for a sale, and it's hopefully about to pay off as long as these are restocked and they are back available for the Sephora sale. I think if you've been waiting for a really nice bronzer that's you're gonna get a lot of use out of it, okay? You save 20% off. This is going to last you, you're not going to hit pan on this for like a year. So a good investment purchase, something you're going to get a lot of use out of, and you won't have to restock anytime soon. Gorgeous bronzer, absolutely love it. Very, very beautiful, soft focus, very natural, lovely undertones, amazing packaging. Definitely save yourself some money if you can. Next up, I always like to recommend a couple of foundations in this sale, because foundations, especially luxury foundations, can be a very high price point. So again, wait for a sale. You only need one or two, believe it or not, as much as YouTubers make you feel like you need a whole drawer full of foundations. Most people really only need one or two, and they should last you pretty much a year. You know, if you don't do your makeup every single day like I do, you know, foundations can last me a good 2 years, given I have a lot in rotation. But, you know, you could easily buy once a year or twice at each end of the year with these sales and not have to ever pay full price for a foundation, which, what a treat. And some of these are expensive, so, you know, a few pounds off we would like. First of all, let's talk about the La Mer foundation. Full price, this is $150. I don't pay full price for this. Because of my loyalty status at Harvey Nichols, I get 10% off of all makeup, so I'm never paying full price for anything ever again. But I waited for a sale to purchase a new shade of that and got 15% off. You guys can get even more of that if you're a Rouge. Don't pay full price for permanent makeup. We know that rule, right? You can get $30 off this. That's so much. It's still very expensive, but it's quite a bit less expensive. That's, you know, a lipstick for free. Girl math. You know, this is a foundation that I have learned to love over the last few years, and I have now finally found a good shade for me, which is the shade Natural. If you're around my winter skin tone, Natural is my new favorite winter shade. It's a lovely, luxurious, very refined, sophisticated foundation that wears very well, even in more challenging weather. Very flattering on fine lines and texture and wrinkles. It's very natural on the skin. It's very beautiful in person and on camera. A beautiful foundation, very luxurious packaging, very luxurious price point. If you can, highly recommend waiting for sale. And if you have been waiting for sale to try it out, now's your chance. I think 20% is like the most you'll probably ever get off this foundation unless they discontinue it. Let's not even talk about it. Next up, a concealer that I would recommend picking up during this time if you're trying to save some money on some amazing products is the Gucci concealer. $47, very expensive for a concealer. I would also have recommended the Galant Terracotta concealer, but again, at the moment, that's not on the Sephora website. Maybe it will be by the time the sale is here, or by the time you're seeing this video. Hopefully it will be. Either of those concealers, they're such beautiful concealers. Both of them are in my top 10 and I love them. They're very different. The Gucci is more natural, a bit more luminous, and the Galant is like a full coverage, more matte, more my cup of tea concealer. Both amazing. Both can save you a, you know, a not pocket change of money here on these concealers, because they are so expensive. Also the Tom Ford stick concealer, you know, another one that lasts for forever because it is a stick, a solid concealer. You really barely use, you know, a tiny amount of that. So again, that's an investment. You can get a bit of chunk off and help you with those hefty price tags. All the better, all permanent products. Hopefully you've been waiting for a sale and you can make a decent saving. Next up, let's talk about something super boring to spend a lot of money on, or at least that's how I feel about it. The Tatcha Matcha cleanser. $40 for a cleanser. Cleansers are so boring, okay? I don't know if this is just me, but I don't get excited about a cleanser, and especially $40. I feel like there's things that I could really get a lot more excitement out of. For $40, I don't know, you know, lipsticks, an eyeshadow, and 2 mascaras, you know? So it's not the most exciting product in the world, but it is an excellent cleanser. It's lasted me a very long time, and it's probably my favorite cleanser that I have tried because it is so light and kind on the eyeballs. The amount of cleansers that have burned my eyeballs that I've tried recently, this one, I've literally massaged it into my eyes to get my mascara off, and it's never stung, it's never irritated my skin. It's so mild, no fragrance, again, quite hard to find in a cleanser, and this lovely, light, soft, gentle formula that's very, very refreshing and hydrating as well to use. I love it. I don't love buying any skincare, to be honest. I just don't find skincare exciting. So any money that I can get off of skincare, and I will take it. The perfect time to buy like essentials during a sale, because essentials are boring and we don't like to spend all of our money on them. Or is that just me? I don't know. Now, another foundation that I would recommend if you've been waiting for a sale to try it is the Prada Foundation. Again, not quite as, or nowhere near as pricey as the La Mer, but still a pricey beast. This will set you back $70 full price. Obviously, they do the refills, and I will say that the refills are usable without the components. So if you want to save yourself even more, they basically plop out and you could, you know, still use the pump. The pump is attached to the refill, not the tube that you pay extra for. So if you're trying to save yourself a lot of money and space, go for the refill, save yourself even more pounds. This is a lovely foundation. Quite similar actually to the La Mer, a bit glowier on the skin, I find, and maybe a bit more coverage as well, but they're kind of similar in that they're both natural finishes with a little bit of luminosity. Prada definitely more so in that area. Both very thin formulas and consistencies, very light on the skin, very, very seamless and natural looking, very flattering on lines and texture. They both wear very nicely. The Prada doesn't have SPF, which the La Mer does, so that might decide for you. It's also almost half the price. So in fact, it is half the price and a bit. So yeah, a much more reasonable, or a much more normal average price point for a luxury foundation. So again, you can save a bit of a chunk off of this foundation. Probably that's about as much as you're going to get 20% off this foundation. I couldn't see it really ever being reduced by much more than that in a sale. Beautiful foundation, really lovely undertones to it as well. One of my all-time favorites. Next up, we have some new lipsticks from Yves Saint Laurent. These are the Loveshine lip oil sticks that are replacing the Voluptushine previous iterations of these sort of oily, slightly more sheer, shiny lipsticks. I cannot wait to get my paws on these. These are right up my street. I love the originals. I love the candy glazes. YSL really never miss when it comes to lipsticks. I don't typically recommend lipsticks for my Sephora sales videos because they are a lot lower price point typically to like an eyeshadow palette or a foundation, but these are not cheap, okay? These are $45, and if you've been wanting to pick up 2 or 3 shades, you could save quite a bit on these with that 20% off. These look lovely, natural, perfect for summer. They're very hydrating and comfortable on the lips and very easy to wear because they aren't fully opaque. They're more of like a medium opacity. So, you know, you can whack them on. You don't have to be precise. They're not so scary to wear some of the brighter colors as well. I think YSL makes the most beautiful lipsticks. There's always gorgeous shades to choose from. I will absolutely be grabbing some of these, and I would always back YSL lipsticks to be utter bangers. Next up, another item I hate spending money on, but I've been recently trying to force myself to upgrade in this area, and that is my hair care. I do use Olaplex, so I'm doing something, but I'm not doing as much as I could have done, and I'm really trying to like work on the length and growth of my hair. I've been starting with hair oiling and scalp massages. I'm trying to have, maybe my hair cut a couple of times a year. I've, bought myself a nice microfiber hair towel. I'm making moves with my hair, okay, in 2024. So the next step I've taken, I've already ordered this, but it's the Kerastase Hydrating Hair Oil Serum. Now they have a whole range of different oils and products and shampoos and everything. Everything is really expensive. And again, hair stuff, I'd much rather spend my money on makeup and fragrance than I would hair and skincare. Those are just the things that I love, that tickle my pickle, that excite me to receive. I have been hearing such amazing things. Everybody on Hair Talk, if you're involved with Hair Talk, everybody uses Kerastase hair oils. Everybody swears by them. Everybody with glorious locks down to their knees uses this stuff and swears by it. So I have picked up one of these to try. I will give you my thoughts. I would have loved to have got 20% off. The most I could find was like 10%. So I made a bit of a saving, but not as much as I could have done if I was able to shop this sale. If you've been waiting to, get a bit of money off of these types of products, hair products, things that you don't really want to spend that much money on, but like me, you do recognize that it might actually work better, then this is a way to at least save a little bit of money off of something so boring. But yeah, apparently this is an excellent serum for the hair. I will keep you posted on how I get along with mine, but if I was shopping this sale, I definitely would have waited to pick it up from there because it's a pricey, boring thing to buy. Although it does look quite pretty, I'll give it that. And finally, this new Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance palette for eyes, brows, face and lips. I mean, I need to try one of these. I haven't tried anything from the brand yet. It's not one that is easily available here. I think we can get it through Beautylish, and there might be bits on other websites, but it feels like such an innovative brand. Like, they're not bringing out products that everybody else has been doing for years. They really are very innovative when it comes to their products, and I've never seen a palette that can do all of that before, and I have heard great things about the first one. So this, for me, it's expensive. It's $65, saving 20% off to get a product that's going to basically do your entire face of makeup for you, except for foundation, concealer. Count me in. That's a great saving on that product. It's something I'd be excited to try as well, and something that's a bit of a luxury. So if you can get, a big chunk of money off of it, then all the better, because I don't know about you, but I love makeup more when I've made a saving. I'm one of these people, right, that if someone tells me they love my coat or they love my shoes, I'm like, guess how much? Guess I got 20%. I love telling people about how cheap I got things. I don't know what that says about me, but if I've made a big saving, I love it all the more because it just feels like you really won. You cheated the shop out of paying full price for it, and that's a good feeling. Okay, so those are all of my recommendations for this upcoming Sephora Spring Savings event. Quick reminder, as always, you do not have to shop the sale just because there's a sale. If you weren't waiting for a sale to buy things, or there's nothing you need right now, there is no need to shop it. Don't even look at it. Hide away from it, okay? There is no reason to go shopping on the sale just because there's a sale. As I always remind you guys, it's not making a saving if you weren't going to buy those items anyway. If you've waited for the sale and you're just going to get some money off products that you were going to buy anyway, and this way you're saving money, that's how you win at sales, okay? We don't want to be sale losers. We don't want to let Sephora win. They have enough of our money already, okay? If you weren't going to buy it already, it's not cheaper now, it's 20% off. You're actually losing money. So stay smart, people. Prepare, think about what you want to get, prioritize, plan, don't panic buy. Okay, that's all of my tips that I've got for you today. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.